Neurons are what everybody thinks about when they think about brain cells. It's estimated that we have about 86 billion, thereabouts, neurons in the human nervous system, which is an awful lot of them. There are also about the same number of glial cells, which are the brain cells that most people haven't come across, but they're very important too. They seem to interact with neurons and not only keep them alive and look after them, but also play roles in actually sending brain signals. So together that's an awful lot of brain tissue, and those neurons are mostly small round blobs with a long bit sticking out at one end called the axon, and a whole lot of other long bits sticking out at the other end, but not quite so long, and those are dendrites. The dendrites are like collectors of information. They receive signals coming in from other neurons, and they summate and gather and process that information, and as a result of that, the neuron itself decides whether it's going to send a signal or not. If it does, that signal, which is called an action potential, goes all the way down the axon, the long bit of the neuron, to a bulge at the end, and that bulge is called the synapse. And at the synapse, a chemical reaction happens, which is how the cell communicates with the next cell along. Now, neurons are tiny, they're very small, but some of their long axons can stretch for amazing distances. So for example, your nervous system goes all the way down from your brain to your spine, sending motor signals to control your body. From your spine, the base of your spine, one axon has to get all the way down to your feet to control your toes. So that can be 1 meter or more. So these cells can be immensely long and thin, but the basic components, in whether you've got a long thin axon or a short branchy one or a round one or whatever, the basic components are the same. You have the cell body, the axon going down to synapses at the end, and dendrites collecting information from other cells. And it's said that one neuron can collect information from up to 1,000 others, so there's an awful lot of complicated processing going on there.